The door to 2B was supposed to be locked, so who or what opened it tonight? I first noticed it on a Tuesday night, around 3 in the morning. I was sitting at my kitchen table, nursing a cup of lukewarm coffee and scrolling aimlessly through my phone, when I heard it. Footsteps light, but deliberate, pacing back and forth. Not from my apartment, I was sure of that. They were coming from the apartment next door. I live in a modest building in the city, nothing fancy, just enough space to feel like I belong somewhere. The thing is, the apartment next door has been empty for as long as I've lived here. The landlord always mentioned it in passing like a trivial detail. "No one's in 2B, he said once when I asked. Been vacant for years. But the footsteps, they kept coming, steady, measured. At first I tried to ignore them. Probably some late-night maintenance, a neighbor I hadn't met yet. Maybe a visitor at 2C who decided to stomp around. But the sound had a rhythm, a presence, almost as if someone or something was marking their territory. Curiosity finally got the better of me. I tiptoed to the peephole in my door, pressing my eye against it, straining to see anything through the faint cracks. The hallway was empty. Nothing. No sign of movement. I frowned, my pulse quickening. I tried to convince myself I'd imagined it. Maybe it was just the old building settling or the pipes creaking. But then the lights in 2B flickered on. A soft, almost imperceptible glow seeped out from under the door. I froze, breath catching in my throat. How could that be? The apartment was supposed to be uninhabited. I backed away slowly, trying to rationalize it. Maybe the landlord was sneaking someone in, or maybe a squatter. But my gut told me it was something else, something that didn't make sense. Over the next few nights, it became a pattern. Every night, right around 3 a.m., the footsteps started every night. The lights in the empty apartment would flicker on, and every night I felt like I was being watched, like the presence inside that apartment wasn't just moving, it was aware of me. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed a flashlight and my keys and I crept to the door of 2B. My hands shook, the flashlight beam bouncing across the faded walls. I pressed my ear against the door and froze. There it was again, a soft, deliberate tap, 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 like someone pacing, then stopping, then pacing again. "Hello?" I called out, my voice trembling slightly. "Is anyone there?" Silence. I took a deep breath. I know this place is supposed to be empty, but I've been hearing things. Please, can someone just tell me? The door creaked, not outward, but inward. And then the apartment door slowly opened by itself. I stumbled back, flashlight trembling in my hands. The room inside was normal. Everything was as it should be. Couch, rug, kitchen counter, lamp casting soft yellow light. Nothing out of place, nothing alive, except the walls. On every wall there were photographs, hundreds of them. They were all of me. Caught in my own apartment, in my kitchen, in the hallway, even in bed. Photos I had never taken, photos I didn't even know existed. I dropped the flashlight, hands flying to my mouth. My heartbeat thundered in my ears. The air in the apartment felt heavy, thick, like it had been waiting for me. And then I saw it, a faint shadow moving along the far wall, not fully formed, more like a silhouette pressed against the wallpaper, shifting. I wanted to scream, to run, but my legs refused to move. The shadow stretched, elongated, and then, in the flicker of the overhead light, it formed a shape that was eerily human, watching me, smiling. Who are you?" I whispered, barely audible. The shadow didn't respond, but the photographs, The photographs began to change. They twisted slightly, distorted, until my own face was smiling back at me, a grin I didn't recognize, eyes hollow, empty. I turned to leave, fumbling for the door. It slammed shut behind me, hard. My flashlight clattered across the floor, the beam dancing across the walls as the shadow moved closer. Closer, I could feel it breathing, a cold metallic scent filling my lungs. I remembered the landlord's words, the warning I had brushed off. No one's in 2B. He hadn't said, no one lives there. And somehow I understood then. Maybe someone or something had never left, had been waiting, watching, marking my life in photographs and shadows, in footsteps that never belonged to anyone I could see. I backed away from the wall, desperate, panic clawing at my chest. Then I noticed the small details. The shadows weren't just on the walls, they were in the corners, slithering along the baseboards, pooling around the photographs. And then I saw the last photo. It was different from the others. It was not just of me. It was me, standing in the doorway of 2B, frozen in terror, staring at the shadow that now filled the room. My stomach turned, bile rising. The air hummed, almost a whisper vibrating along the walls. "You're mine now," it said. No words, just the feeling, the knowing, the inevitability. I ran. Tore down the hallway, heart hammering, keys jingling. I didn't stop until I was back in my apartment, slamming my own door behind me. I pressed my back against it, gasping for breath, flashlight still trembling in my hands. I haven't gone near 2B since. I avoid the hallway at night. I don't even look out my window toward that apartment anymore. But sometimes, in the dead of night, I hear it again. The soft footsteps, pacing, pausing, pacing again. And I know it's watching, waiting, knowing that I'm here. I've tried to rationalize it, tell myself it's stress, lack of sleep, imagination running wild. But the photographs are real. And the last one, that last photo of me, taken from inside 2B, smiling in terror, still on my mind. Sometimes I wonder, if I hadn't noticed, if I hadn't pressed my ear against the door, would it have waited longer? Would it have stayed patient? Or was the moment I saw it all along the moment it had been waiting for? I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to. All I know is that the apartment next door isn't empty, and it hasn't been for years. And sometimes, late at night, when the city sleeps and the world forgets, I can hear it, whispering my name.